You can see the highly anticipated DC film, The Suicide Squad, which hits theaters and streams exclusively on HBO Max this Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, he really needs no introduction. He is fully committed right here, Mr. John Cena. John, how you doing? We appreciate you going all out for the show.
Thank you very much. I broadcast live to you from the layer of peace. Don't confuse that with the layer of fight. They're closely correlated, but very different.
Max, you want to start?
What a cast. John Cena and Idris Elba. A shark? I saw a shark there. Directed by James Gunn. I'm in. What am I to expect here?
Here, expect the unexpected, and that's the crazy thing about The Suicide Squad. I've described this movie to everyone as like, well, what am I going to expect? The best way I can tell it is no one is ready to see this movie, but everyone needs The Suicide Squad in their life. They're going to be astounded and amazed when they go on this ride.
Well, John, you're known to be a nice guy. We all know that. But the character you're playing, Peacemaker, I know you to be a nice guy. But the character you're playing, Peacemaker, is a bully. It's like how do you get into character to play such a role?
Well, I mean, it's just the definition starts with the costume, and then obviously James has a wonderful vision for all these characters, and it just kind of goes from there. We have a lot of fun. And we really ripped back and forth a lot, so a lot of outtakes, probably a lot of wasted film. But at the end, you get a really well-defined character who you may think is a bully. I just think maybe he's a little confused and misunderstood and needs some guidance.
Expect the unexpected. Sam, expect the unexpected. He's already been through that. Expect the unexpected.
Well, speaking of expecting the unexpected, 2 weeks ago, John, you returned for WWE's Money in the Bank. Everybody was surprised. Now, a lot of times WWE can't really keep things a secret when it's news like this. So what was it like to hear the roar of the crowd making your return, and how did you manage to keep it so down low?
Oh, it was really special, and I traveled by envelope. The U.S. Postal Service is, it's very easy to keep yourself a secret. The travel was a bit rough, but I made it on time, and it was awesome to be able to be in front of live audiences again. I've since been performing live for the WWE for the last few weeks now, doing all the shows, both televised and non, and it's going to culminate hopefully at an epic match in SummerSlam against Roman Reigns.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I want to ask you about next. SummerSlam, you and Universal Champion Roman Reigns will be taking each other on. So what made you want to get back in the ring? Was there something that spoke to you, or was it something you had planned for a long time?
Oh, no, I've always wanted to be back. It's just when opportunities like this come along and I get to wear a wonderful...
Say no to this.
You have to take it, and you just can't do both. And I think I've tried to be as vocal as I can, explaining to fans that you cannot do both. When you film a movie, there's binding insurance, and they won't let you go back and forth. So I have a month now between the wrapping of Peacemaker and the shooting of Argyle over in the UK, and I wanted to return to my family. WWE is always my home. I'm a tried and true WWE superstar through and through. I always will be, and it's a place that I call home, and the audience is my family.
Well, one of the most famous wrestlers ever is like, there was a movie where I could dress up in a costume I couldn't say no to. You got to go see the movie. John, I want to talk about the Lakers, though, because you're from Massachusetts, but you've been seen at Lakers games in Lakers gear. So first, so that's like a two-parter. Was that a heel turn, number one? And number two,
yes.
What do you think of the Lakers additions? What's your basketball analysis?
So, number one, according to whatever audience member you ask, I have turned evil so many times before, so that's up to perspective. Number two, we'll figure out how the Lakers do with all their acquisitions and whatnot. I'm really not in the mergers and acquisitions department. What I can say that I do love about the Lakers is they're 17-time champions. And that's the number I got my eyes set on, so I'm really is number 17 for me as well.
Well, John, so you're known to be a Patriots fan, and Matt Damon recently came out and said that if the Patriots and the Buccaneers were playing in the Super Bowl, he would root for Tom Brady. Well, they play in Week 4. Who are you rooting for?
That's a good question.
I would say I would root for Tom Brady in a Patriots jersey. I would wear a Patriots jersey and root for Tom Brady, and there'd be some sort of exotic dip involved. Chips, certainly, maybe some sort of like 12-layer queso.
Oh, I respect it. Okay, go ahead, Max.
Wait. I just need a little clarification. Does that mean that you root for Tom Brady to do well, but the Patriots to win? Or you flat out want Tom Brady to beat your team?
I don't have any stake of ownership in the New England Patriots, so
Not yet.
claim that they're my team. I thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, not yet.
Yay. But no, I just, I don't know. I'm not really a dedicated fan to a team. You know, New England fans are harsh, and I probably am stonewalling myself from ever returning to New England. But I just kind of like sports for the stories, as we all do. And when the stories are localized about Boston or New England sports, that region's fans get excited. And of course, now the rivalry between the Patriots and Tom Brady makes that story a little more interweaved and more exciting. But I'm a storyteller, and I really like the dramatic atmosphere that sports uses as a backdrop, which is why I'm drawn to sports. But I can't bind myself to geography. I like to see teams excel, and I like to see certainly people like Tom Brady who can repeatedly excel at a sport, especially at his age and his output level. He's an anomaly. It's really something to watch him.
Listen to the eloquence and the sophistication in this getup. In this
It's a very strange dichotomy, huh?
Well, I got.
Baker was called a bully, and I said he was misunderstood, and I think now you guys get it.
Well, John, I got one more for you. Just because you said you're a storyteller, right? So we see you big, bad wrestler, actor, right? The whole thing. But for you, what do you think is the greatest story that you've got a chance to tell?
Well, I appreciate the big bad actor comment, because I would agree with you on half of that. I'm still trying to put some size on it, but the other half is good. I think it's our own story, and honestly, to get philosophical for a second, if I may, we all have our own story to tell, and we all live our own lives, and that should be important to the individual living their lives. I mean, you should be the lead character in your own movie, and life is kind of there for the taking, and I really am very proud of the story that I've been able to craft. And I know I'm just getting started. Hopefully there's a long way to go.
Okay, and John, I just have one quick thing I want to ask you. Who in WWE would you say you're most impressed with where you're now?
I always say the same thing. Vince McMahon, because he's so unpredictable. He keeps everybody in suspense. There's been a lot of crazy decisions lately. I don't know what the future of WWE will hold, but it's certainly exciting times, and I'm always impressed, especially returning, by his work ethic, by his commitment, by his passion. So I got to say Vince.
For this business to be going on like this long in entertainment and to have changed as much as it has through the years with the times, unbelievable.
Well, and listen, I remember every time after we'd finish up a show, I'd always run into his trainer in the lobby of the hotel, and he would be there getting ready for their midnight training session. So Vince McMahon stays busy. He stays working. He is certainly undefeated. So, John, thank you so much for joining us. And the Suicide Squad hits theaters and streams exclusively on HBO Max this Friday. And, of course, John, good luck at SummerSlam.
Thank you. I won't bring the costume, and I'm going to need all the luck I can get.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Now, still to come on First Take, the Wizards owner takes a parting shot at Russell Westbrook for demanding a trade to the Lakers. That quote in just a bit. And trust me, you do